This term's unit in mathematics is based around addition and subtraction. So today's video is giving you another fun game that you can play at home to help with your mental addition and subtraction. And what you'll need to play is a deck of cards. And if you don't have a deck of cards, I've got a little craft tutorial on how you can make your own. I'm also going to reinsert into this video the bridging to 10 and adding 9 strategy from last term, just to give you a bit of a recap, because I want you still practicing those strategies in this week's game before I introduce some more strategies to you in the future. Okay, if you don't have a deck of playing cards, we're going to get a little bit crafty and come up with a solution. All you're going to need is 2 pieces of A4 paper, a black and a red marker or pen or pencil, and some scissors. To make our cards, we're going to fold this piece of A4 paper several times to make some even sections. So the first thing you need to do is fold your piece of paper in half with the longest way from top to bottom, like so. Make your folds really nice and firm. Then fold in half again to make 4 sections or quarters. There we go. So now if I unfolded this, I'd have 4 even strips, and that's for the 4 different suits that you would normally have in a deck of cards. And now I'm going to make half of the deck by folding this into fifths. Now to fold into fifths, you want to approximately fold it so that 2 of these sections would equal 1 of these sections. So see how this would be about there, there, and there. Okay, so that would roughly be into thirds, this section, 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm going to fold this side onto meet the other part. And now these 2 sections should be roughly the same. And if I also fold this part in, open it up, and I've got, ta-da! I've got 20 sections, 5, 10, 15, 20. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The benefit of having it this way is I can have nice large numbers. So in a normal deck of cards, you'd have 2 black suits and 2 red suits. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make another set of black colored cards. And this is because in some of the games I'm going to teach you in the future, there'll be different rules for black and red. So it's important to have the black and the red. Okay, so now I've got my black, I'm going to now do my red. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm halfway done. I'm going to repeat this process with the numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Here's a piece I prepared earlier. So I'm going to number this 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to do this same as before with 2 sets of black numbers and 2 sets of red numbers. And there we go. So all you would need to do now is cut out all of your sections and you'll have a deck of cards that you can use at home. So I've cut mine out and now I have a deck of usable cards to play any of the games that I'm going to teach you this term. If you have your own deck of cards, it's definitely better because they're a bit easier to manage and easier to shuffle and things like that. But these will certainly make do if you don't have a deck of cards. Even better if you could laminate these just so they are easier to shuffle and to maneuver and they don't get damaged, then that's good. But if you don't, these will still get the job done. So there's a nice deck of cards that you can make yourself at home with nothing more than 2 pieces of paper, some scissors and some markers. So firstly, let's say I have 17 and I want to add 5. So I need to think how many to the nearest 10. It is 3 more to 20. So by adding 3, I get to 20. And then very simply, I see I have 2 left over. I add those 2 to make 22. And this is much faster than counting on by ones or anything like that. And you find yourself getting quicker and quicker. If you find that skill difficult, you might need to go back and practice your pairs to 10. Knowing your pairs to 10 is very important for being able to bridge to the next 10 so that you know how many more you need to add to get to 10. So let's have a look at the pairs to 10. First you have 1 and 9 making 10, then 2 and 8 making 10, 3 and 7 make 10, 4 and 6 make 10, 5 and 5 make 10, and then you can create the other facts by reversing your previous ones. So 9 and 1 make 10, 8 and 2 make 10, 7 and 3 make 10, 6 and 4 make 10. The next skill I want you to practice is for how to very easily add 9s. So instead of 9 being a number that you fear because it's large when adding, I want it to become one of your favorites, because we all know that adding 10 is very easily. So if you've got 14 plus 10, you simply change the number in the tens column to 2 10s to make 24. If you've got 37 plus 10, then we change again just the number in the tens column to make 47. It's just as easy to add 9s because all you need to do is add 10, but then take 1 back, because we know that 9 is 1 less than 10. So an example of that would be 27 plus 9. So what I would do here, so I would do 27 plus 10, which gives me 37. But then I need to count 1 back to make 36. So take 1. So 27 plus 9 is 36. So to play the game 24, firstly, I'm going to go through my deck and I'm going to get rid of all of the queens, kings, jacks, and tens. They really slow the game down, so they disrupt the flow. We're going to get rid of them today, and we're just going to concentrate on adding numbers between 1 and 9. So remember, whenever we play these card games, aces count as a 1, okay? And if you can, give whatever deck you're using a bit of a shuffle before you start playing. If you can't shuffle, maybe ask your parents to help you with that step. So 24 can be played either with a few players or also it can be played individually, which is why I'm teaching this one to you today. If you're going to play against others, then you take turns. But for today, I'm going to show you how you would play this on your own. And regardless, the winner is just whoever gets the exact 24. Okay, so how we play is one card at a time, we turn it over. So I've just turned over an 8. I turn over the next card, and what I do is I add the two cards together. So remember my adding 9 strategy. I'm going to add 10, take 1. So 10 more than 8 is 18, less 1 is 17. So we're now on 17. The object of the game is to land on exactly 24. Now, if we go over 24, you actually have to subtract the amount from what you're on instead of adding. So we'll go over that step when we get to it. So at the moment, we're on 17. We flip over another card. 17 and 3 is 20. So we're on 20. Now, one more than 20 is 21. Okay, here we go. So 21 and 4 would be 25, which is over 24. So now I actually have to subtract this from 21. Okay, so I do 21, take 4. So we were on 17 before because 3 and 1 is 4. So that's the strategy I would use here. I'd go back to 20 and then count 3 back, which is 17. Okay, so we're on 17 again. 17 and 2 more is 19. Now we're on 20. 21. Okay, we cannot go there because 21 and 5 is 26. So now I have to count back by 5, which would be 16. Okay. 19. 24. So now that would be the end of the game. Okay. So if you're playing against yourself, you might see how quickly you can get to 24. But if you're playing in a group, whoever landed on exactly 24 would be the winner for that round, and you could play again. So it's a nice, fun game. It helps teach you addition strategies for numbers between 1 and 9, and it just helps boost that mental computation for both addition and subtraction. So it's a fun game. Please practice and let me know how you go.